Hey YouTubers, Chris Shea from ThaiFitTraining.com, and I'm very pleased to bring you a very detailed overview, walkthrough, and review of the P90X3 nutrition guide. I know you guys have a lot of questions about this, and especially my new test group participants are looking for a little help getting through this. So we got a lot of material to go through. There are some things I don't like, but a whole lot of things I do. So let's get into it. First thing you'll need to know is that on the very first page there is a quick start guide. Okay, this is where you're gonna go after this video to help walk you through everything. Okay, this is exactly what I'm gonna do with you, but in case you forget, you have everything right here step by step in how to get through this. But if you would, I'd like to just go to page 5 real quick, because they take a minute to explain the expectations that they hope that you get out of this program, or the nutrition guide for this program. And number one, they hope that it's simplified, or there's simplicity to it. Number two, that there's variety. And number three, that there's flexibility offered. And man, let me tell you that on that front, on those three things, this nutrition guide delivers. This is exactly what this nutrition guide is for you, and I couldn't summarize it any better than that. So they did a really good job in delivering what they wanted to give you guys. With that being said, there's a few pages about the program. I really like that they give you this kind of this hydration guide. You know, we all know that we need to drink more water, and they give you some great ideas and how to change it up so that you're not drinking plain water all the time, and that you're still getting, you know, great hydration. It's just kind of changing it up and keeping it fresh for you. There's a few tips on junk foods and things like that. Recommended supplements. Of course, you got a page dedicated to Shakeology, the healthiest meal of the day. But once you get past all that, and you turn to page 18 and 19, this is where you really begin to tailor the nutrition guide to you and to your goals. And again, they kept it really simple. There's not that you know, big formula to plug into. You're not doing any multiplication or long division. Really, really simple. Just like in the T25 guide, there's a nutrition quiz, and it's just a 4-question quiz. They want to know what your gender is, what your weight is, your activity level, and then what you plan to get out of the program, whether it be weight gain, you know, maintaining your current weight, or weight loss. And there's a list of answers, and each answer to the question has a corresponding number. Okay, the highest number option in the answers is a 6, and I did the math. If you add up the highest number in all the questions, the highest score that you can get on the quiz is an 11. Just to give you an idea of just how simple this is. Anybody can do this math. Really, really easy. And so what do you do with your score from the nutrition quiz? Well, you turn the page over to page 21, or page 20, and there's a really easy graph for you to check out with a number, various numbers, and each number, depending on what your score is from the quiz, will give you your calorie allotment for the day. So in other words, if you scored a 4 on the quiz, your calorie plan is going to be eating 2,100 calories a day. If you scored the highest score, like I did, with a 7 or more, your calorie plan is going to be 3,000 calories a day. And then they give you some examples to kind of go over and make sure that you get the right idea and that you're doing it right. This is what that little graph looks like. So again, it's really easy to follow. And right over here on the next page is where you're going to take that information, because these are the calorie plans from what, A to F. And then so you look over here, and they give you kind of a block schedule, so that you can see where your macronutrients fit in throughout the day. So, for instance, you know, if you're at breakfast, you should have 3 protein servings, 5 carbs, and 2 fats. That should be what your meal consists of. And they give you ideas for the snack, the lunch, and so on. If you keep moving, they do go over a measurement system. The measurement system is described as a micromanagement system, and this is what you're used to with measuring cups and teaspoons, tablespoons, ounces of meats. And the other way that they offer is the way of the hand, and this is a little less accurate. It's judging things based on the size of your hand. So for instance, a serving of chicken could be the size of your palm. A serving of a potato would be like the size of your fist. And that is really great information to know whenever you're eating a meal that you didn't prepare. Okay, if you're out at a restaurant especially, and you have a large oversized portion, that can be really helpful to know so that you can gauge how much you're eating and what you should be eating. But I do not recommend that when you're at home. Okay, when you're at home, you have those tools available to you. I just say use them. Use the measuring cups, break them out. It's fun, and you're going to get a much more accurate amount of food to work with. But they do offer that as a way as well. They go over all those macronutrients we were talking about, the carbs, the proteins, the fats, and give you detailed explanations of what they are and how they fuel your body and how they work together. There's a brief section on specialized modifications such as grain-free, vegetarian, vegan. But once you get to page 32 and on, there's the foods list. Okay, and so what they've done is they've given you a list of food. They're all categorized from, non-starchy vegetables, starchy vegetables, fruits, legumes, grains, proteins, etc. And how they categorize them is on a chart here, just like this, going from healthy to more healthy to most healthy. Okay, so the idea being, just like in Michi's ladder, you want to eat towards the top of the list if you can, as many times as often as possible. So when you're choosing your foods, you have a large variety of different foods to choose from. It gives you what the serving size is in both the micromanagement system and the way of the hand, so that you know. And then you get to choose and put those in that block that we looked at before. So let me get past all the different foods here, because then you come up to a section called food pairings. Okay, this section is where you would typically find recipes. Okay, but there's no recipes in the P90X3 nutrition guide. They give you these food pairings instead, and essentially they're kind of recipes. For instance, for the breakfast, there's one that's an egg white scramble, but all it says is cooked with olive oil, served with ham and steamed asparagus, sprinkled with chopped thyme. That's it. Because all the measurements and things that you're looking for are going to be in the foods list, right? And you're left to prepare the food yourself however you see fit. There are no specific recipes in the nutrition guide. There's just the food pairings here. So depending on how you look at it, that can be a good thing or a bad thing. But the main thing about this, because let me tell you, the backbone of this program is learning how to eat effectively on your own. It's changing small habits and giving you new ones to replace your old bad habits that you can take past this program, that you can live with as a lifestyle. And one of the things that they go over in this book that I highly recommend that you listen to and you try and take to heart is becoming an intuitive eater, as opposed to a what do they say, like a impulsive eater. Okay, and all that means is that when you have these cravings or these impulses to eat bad foods like potato chips or cookies or sweets and things like that, there's a reason behind it. And if you learn to listen to your body and the real reason why you're craving those foods, then you can learn to respond to your body's natural cravings in a healthy way. Okay, so for instance, if you begin to crave potato chips or salty foods, maybe grab for a Shakeology and just add half a teaspoon of sea salt, and the extra sodium that your body's craving will be delivered, and you won't have that craving anymore. If you were I don't know, craving something sweet, again, well, I would go to the Shakeology because that really helps in that factor. But you could also grab some fresh fruit. Raspberries is at the top of the fruits list in that little chart that they give you. So it's really just learning to listen to your body, and instead of impulsively grabbing for those junk foods that we do, making a healthy choice, a healthy alternative, and your body will reward you for that. If you can learn to do that throughout this program and beyond, you are going to be well on your way to seeing huge amounts of success in your health and fitness. And that's like I said, that's really the backbone of this eating plan. Okay, so in my opinion, that's why there's no specific recipes, because it's teaching you how to pay attention to the amount of macronutrients that you're using in the form of carbohydrates, protein, and fats in a 40-30-30 split, which everyone follows on the P90X3 nutrition guide. And choosing out of the various foods your own meal plan. There's no set meal plan for you as far as the foods are concerned, which means that you get to tailor it. You get to eat the foods that you enjoy, and you can try new things if you want, but you're not held to a specific recipe set list. It's very flexible, like we said in the original 3 goals of this nutrition guide, is to offer you simplicity, variety, and flexibility. And I really think that they delivered that in this nutrition guide. Now, as far as a review of some of the things that I don't like, and some of the things that I do like, and I have a couple of big concerns that I want to address, that I know that you guys have shared with me as well. And that's going to take just a little bit of time to go over. I just wanted to go over the introduction and how to use this book effectively, and I hope I've done that for you. If you have any questions that I might have missed, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or hit me up on Facebook or my email at yourfreefitnesscoach.com. I'll have those links down here below for you to check out. But make sure you stay tuned for my next video, because I am going to address some of the things that I don't like about the nutrition guide, and a couple of really big concerns that we all have with this, and my solutions for you. So make sure you stay tuned, rate, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos, and I'll see you guys later. Let's bring it.